Sairam. Children, as we have already started with the chapter States of Matter, and I have told you that we'll be studying only the gaseous state of matter. We have already discussed the gas laws and the kinetic molecular theory of gases. On the basis of that, I have also told you about the ideal gas equation. I have told you that an ideal gas obeys the equation PV is equals to nRT over entire range of temperature and pressure. Now next I'm starting with the behavior of real gases and deviation from ideal gas behavior. Children, as I have told you that ideal gas behavior is that behavior which is shown by the ideal gases and obey Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law, Gay-Lussac's law. But the real gases, the really existing gases like carbon dioxide is there, hydrogen, nitrogen and other gases are there, they do not behave ideally at entire range of temperature and pressure. Now it will become more clear to you if we plot PV versus P. If we plot pressure into volume versus P, then the ideal behavior is that a line parallel to the x-axis should be observed. According to the ideal behavior, PV versus P graph should have a constant value. But if we plot the same graph for these gases like CO, CH4, H2 and He, the behavior, when the pressure is very low, they behave ideally. But if we increase the pressure, then at low range of pressure, the gases like carbon monoxide and methane show negative deviation from ideal behavior. But when pressure increases, they also show positive deviation from ideal behavior. But the gases like hydrogen and helium, they at low pressure as well as high pressure show positive deviation from ideal behavior. That means we can say that the real gases do not obey all the gas laws for entire range of pressure and temperature. Now, if we see this graph of pressure versus volume, for ideal gas, the graph should come like this. If we plot the same graph for real gases, you all can see that the graph does not coincide with ideal gases. That means the really existing gases do not behave ideally. They are not behaving ideally for entire range of pressure and temperature. They can behave in ideal manner only when they have low pressure and high temperature. Now, what is the reason behind this? We got to know that the real gases do not follow Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law perfectly under all conditions. Now, two questions arise. Why do gases deviate from the ideal behavior? Why they are not showing the ideal behavior? We have learned Boyle's law. According to that, the Boyle's law, Charles' law, according the all laws we have related with the real life also, and we got to know that the all laws hold true as per our experience. Then what is the problem in that? What are the conditions under which gases deviate from ideality? This we have to study. Now, it means that forces of repulsions are powerful enough to prevent squashing of molecules in tiny molecule. Actually, children, there are there are two assumptions of the kinetic molecular theory of gases which are not true. They do not hold good for real gases. As we all have learned the kinetic molecular theory, I have told you there is no force of attraction between the molecules of the gas. According to kinetic molecular theory of gases, when a gas is present in a container, then there is no force of attraction between the molecules of the gas. This was said according to kinetic molecular theory of gases. But if actually it would have been there, then we could have never liquefied the gas. If there is no force of attraction between the molecules of the gas, then how can we liquefy the gas? But still we can liquefy all gases. That means this assumption of kinetic molecular theory of gases is incorrect. Secondly, another assumption of kinetic molecular theory of gases that was incorrect was that volume of a molecule of a gas is negligibly small in comparison to the space occupied by the gas. That means the volume which is occupied by one molecule of the gas, it was negligible. According to kinetic molecular theory of the gas, it was negligible compared to the total volume of the gas. Now this also holds untrue. That means we have neglected the volume which is occupied by one of the molecule, and we have said that each molecule has got a lot of space, this much of space to roam here and there, but actually it is not true. It does not have this vacant space. This is occupied by the other molecules. That means these two assumptions of kinetic molecular theory of gases are wrong. If assumption A would have been correct, then the gas will never liquefy. If there are no forces of attraction between the molecules, then gas cannot liquefy. However, when gases are cooled, they are compressed, they can be liquefied. Also, liquids formed are very difficult to compress. This you all know. Now, next is there are certain forces of repulsion which are powerful enough and prevent the splashing of molecule in the tiny volume. Now, if assumption B would have been correct, then pressure versus volume graph of the experimental data and the theoretical data should coincide. But we have seen that the pressure versus volume graph do not coincide. That means the volume which is occupied by a single molecule cannot be neglected. Now, if we make corrections in the ideal gas equation, then actual pressure is real pressure plus an square upon v square, that is the correction due to pressure. According to ideal gas equation, this is the ideal P. But actually pressure is not only because of those molecules which are alone, but there is some force of attraction. That means the pressure is less than the real pressure and is given by the value an square upon v square. And if we make changes in the volume, then the volume which is available for each molecule to roam around is less than the ideal volume. And how much it is less? That it is NB. N is the number of moles and B is the excluded volume. Now, A and B, these are called the van der Waals constant, and their values depend upon the characteristic of the gases. I have told you value of A is the measure of magnitude of intermolecular attractive forces, and B is the neglected volume जिसको हमने neglect कर दिया था. And this equation P an square upon v square into v minus nb is equal to nRT is the modified form of the ideal gas equation and is called the van der Waals equation. This is your van der Waals equation. Now children, PV versus nRT. That means we are now drawing the compressibility factor. Now what is compressibility factor? Compressibility factor is given by Z and it is equal to PV upon nRT. Now if we plot PV upon nRT versus P, we all can see that the ideal gases behavior is shown by the line this, but the real gases do not behave ideally. That means there is some compressibility factor. Now at very low pressure, all gases can show the ideal behavior. When pressure is low, behavior is near to ideal. At high pressure, Z becomes greater than 1 for some gases, and these gases are more difficult to compress. In this graph, you all can see Z becomes more than 1. For the gases like hydrogen and nitrogen, Z becomes more than 1 and these gases are difficult to compress. At intermediate pressure, most gases have Z less than 1. Thus, the gases show ideal behavior when the volume occupied is so large that the volume of the molecule can be neglected. That means when the volume is very high. That means when temperature is also high, then the volume which is occupied by one molecule can be neglected, and in the Van der Waals equation we do not need to subtract NB from volume. Now at when the the temperature at which real gases behave ideally and follow all the gas laws over appreciable range of pressure is called the Boyle's temperature. So children, we have learned about the deviation from the ideal gas behavior, and I have told you that the real gases do not behave ideally for entire range of pressure and temperature. They can behave ideally at very low pressure and very high temperature. Now children, the next topic of the chapter, that is the liquefaction of gases, have been removed by CBSE, and a little bit portion of liquids. Liquid state was given in the NCERT book, that is surface tension and viscosity have also been removed. Now I request you all to kindly solve the numericals related to Boyle's law, Charles' law, Losac's law and Avogadro's law, which are given in the NCERT book. In the next presentation, we will be starting with the thermodynamics chapter. Children, you have to download the PDF for the solution of NCERT, and you have to solve those NCERT questions in your fair notebook, and do copy down these notes which I am showing in the form of slides also. Thank you. Sai Ram.